The Empress feels tired after the Emperor asked her to find Rashta, a lady-in-waiting. Empress Navier ladies-in-waiting were angry of what the Emperor told the Empress. The Emperor's secretaries have not found one, so the Empress decides to find one of the fallen or lower nobles. The garden had a buffet layout for a tea party, and the Empress asked the noble ladies if they want to become a lady-in-waiting for Miss Rashta. She didn't directly ask, as the capital city's nobles had pride in their position and wouldn't want to take a lower position than a commoner concubine. Lady Alishu asked the Empress about a rumor that Rashta is a runaway slave. They warned that becoming the lady-in-waiting of a runaway slave is not an honor, but an insult and punishment, and that anyone suitable for the position will face slaps. The Empress returns to the palace for dinner with Sovieshu, but finds no food on the dining table. Sovieshu asks about Rashta's lady-in-waiting, but finds none. Sovieshu asked the Empress if she's the one spreading rumors about Rashta being a runaway slave. He accused the Empress as being a romantic rival to Sovieshu, who would benefit from the rumor. Despite the accusation, Navier maintains composure and argues that Rashta is not a threat to her. Despite the accusation, Navier maintains composure and argues that Rashta is not a threat to her. The Empress tries to maintain composure and smiles at Sovieshu before she leaves. She ran to her secluded nest chair, unable to cry in front of others. She saw the large bird again. The bird brings a note from a drunken foreigner and reveals that it needs a name. The bird squawks and taps the note, indicating that it wants a reply. She carries note, paper, and a pocket pen, and meditates on the bird's name, which is Queen. She named the bird Queen. The bird transformed into a handsome young man, calling himself Queen. A bluebird also transformed into a man with blue hair. The young man scolded by the bluebird, who claimed he went to the palace for beauties. The young man was skeptical, but the bluebird swung a red cape around him, reminding him that he is the heir to the Western Kingdom. The Empress is not present at the Western Palace, but Miss Rashta is sitting in her nest chair. She notices the new ladies-in-waiting and tries to defend Rashta, but she is angry by the sight of her handkerchief on the chair. The Empress is angry that Rashta is using her cherished chair. Rashta apologizes to the Empress and expresses her desire to be friends with Her Majesty, causing the maids to pity her. Navier suggests she could be friends with the next concubine. Rashta become pale after hearing those words from the Empress. Sovieshu arrive at the Western Palace. He told about the change in Emir Es's behavior and what she told Rashta. He told the Empress that she was cynical towards Rashta, which is also her subject. The Empress, who was angry, mentions that the former emperor doesn't even speak about Countess Sophie in front of the former empress. Sovieshu, surprised and become pale when the emperor's favorite concubine was brought up. Countess Eliza comfort the empress after the emperor leaves. Rashta become happy after hearing that the emperor is angry with the empress. Two maids, Charlie and Kisu, discuss the emperor's love for Rashta and his strict punishment for false rumors. A large swing chair is delivered to her, adorned with jewels, gold and silver, and feather-stuffed cushions. Rashta bursts into tears and exchanges happy looks with her maids. Navier was crying when she finds a handsome bird outside her window. The bird greets her, and she lifts the bird and gives it a note stating it will be named Queen, but it is a male. She was surprised the bird was male and tie a note to the bird's leg as a reply and look at the calendar, realizing New Year's celebrations are approaching. The bird's owner is nearby, and she wonders if they will come tomorrow. The Western delegates arrived, and Empress Navier greets Prince Heinley, a prince from the Western Kingdom, with respect. He bends his knee and kisses her, a gesture different from knights who lowered their eyes. The day was hectic, but the protagonist found Queen sitting on the window frame, soaking wet and shuddering. She saw a note to her, which was smudged by the rain. The sender wanted to make a bet, and she wrote a reply. The rain continued, and the Empress was worried about the bird's health, offering it to sleep with her today, and it could go when the rain stopped. The Empress saw Queen outside her window. She saw a reply, and it wanted the bird to become the prize of the bet. The Empress feels sorry for Queen. The note stated a hint saying he was a man. A knight arrives at the Empress office and informs her that Prince Heinley wants to see her. Prince Heinley asks the Empress if she can show him the palace, fearing he will get lost. Empress Navier will call for her lady-in-waiting to escort the prince, but he interrupts, wishing the queen to do it. Navier was greeted by Prince Heinley, who calls her Queen, a name she had been sending messages with. Queen the bird. The Empress is walking without saying anything when Prince Heinley calls out. Heinley is unsure of what to show him first. Before Heinley finishes, Rashta appears from the garden bushes, and the Empress is surprised by her energy. Prince Heinley and Navir encounters Rashta, who is also taking a walk. She greets and introduces herself, and Prince Heinley also smile and introduce himself. Rashta offers to guide Heinley, stating that Her Majesty is busy, and she will do it for him. Prince Heinley, polite but cold, turned down Lady Rashta's request, suggesting 3 is too many. He left her with a friendly greeting. The Empress was surprised by his rude personality and prideful attitude, questioning if it was the reason for his social buzz. Heinley asked her an unexpected question. Prince Heinley's asked if he's not handsome. He explains that people are usually interested in him, but the Empress is cold and disinterested with him. He apologizes for being rigid and mentions the Emperor's mistress. He questions why the Emperor would look elsewhere aside from the Empress. Prince Heinley asks the Empress about the special banquet on the last day of New Year's celebrations. Empress answered that she already sent before the event. Heinley receives an invitation from the Emperor of the Eastern Empire, but declines to be the Empress's guest. He jokingly asks if she can cross the Emperor's name and write her name instead. The Empress approaches the bird and tells him she's dressed. She was amazed that this bird think like a human. It offers her a note and answer it. Queen looks at the note and reprimands her for lying. The Empress was surprised when she saw Rashta attending the New Year's ball, so Vyeshu approached Rashta immediately and left the Empress alone. Duchess Tunia approached the Empress to greet her until their conversation went towards Prince Heinley. She took a glass of champagne from a servant and saw Prince Heinley staring at him. He toasted her and took a drink. A lady asks if the Empress gave Rashta a gift. The Empress is unsure about the rumors about her sending gifts to Rashta, and answered that they misunderstood her. The group split up to find partners before dancing in the center. So Vyeshu's first dance partner, Rashta, was revealed. The Empress decided to leave the area to protect her pride, as no one else would ask her to dance. Prince Heinley approached the Empress for the first dance. The Empress was surprised and hesitates, fearing more misunderstandings if she danced with him. However, she insists on following him, as refusing would insult him.